A sophomore, number 15, Peter Maver.
Introducing the Seton Catholic Knights. This is Calvin Castine. Mike Fay will be joining us in a moment.
Sophomore, number 20,
Peter
Kevin
Maver.
Silva.
Kevin Silva, these are the Knights. They're visiting the Northeastern Cougars
Senior,
tonight.
number 7, Adam Lucas.
Adam Lucas. Diane Morelli on the microphone.
A junior, number 2, John Gingrich.
John Gingrich.
A junior, number 4, Nick Godlewski. A junior, number
Nick
3,
Godlewski.
David Gagnon.
David Gagnon, number 3.
A junior,
Sorry, I'm
number
late.
11, Tony Healy.
Tony Healy, number 11.
A sophomore, number 18, John McConey.
John McConey, number 18.
A senior, number 16, James Palmer.
James Palmer, number 16.
A sophomore, number 1, Shule Glenn.
That's Glenn Shule.
Glenn Shule, sorry.
They had that.
Starting for the Seton Knights.
They had that backwards on the roster. I saw
Number
the same thing.
23, a senior, Tim Barco.
And the starting lineup for the Seton Knights.
Number 5,
23,
senior,
Tim
Eric
Barco.
Berry.
Number 5, Eric
Number
Berry.
13, a senior, Alex Chase.
Number 13, Alex Chase.
A junior, number 12, Ben Dodd.
Ben Dodds.
A senior, number, I don't know what your number is. It's Chris Dumont, goalkeeper.
Chris Dumont is
Number
in goal for
21,
the
senior, Sean
Knights.
Flanagan.
Sean Flanagan.
Number 10,
Number
senior,
21.
Uli Durham.
Number 10, Uli Durham.
A senior, number 9, Corey Rabidou.
Number 9, Corey Rabidou.
A sophomore, number 20, Kevin Silva.
Kevin Silva, number 20.
A junior, number 17, William McConey.
Number 17, William McConey.
And a freshman, number 22, Carlos Roque.
Number 22, Carlos Roque.
PJ Gondak and Bill McConey, assistant coach.
And I don't know if any were missed.
And now,
3 more. It might have been
Northeastern
John
Clinton,
Gingrich,
1997 CVAC
Bobby Kordick,
champions.
and Michael Padera, number 8, Michael Padera. I think were the
4,
ones that were missed.
a senior, Pat
Coached
Dubuque.
by PJ Gondak and Bill McConey.
Number 10,
Pat Dubuque.
a forward.
Number 4 is Pat Dubuque.
In 11th grade, Jeremy Dragon.
Number 10, Jeremy Dragon.
Number 14, 11th grader, Anthony Richard.
Anthony Richard, number 14.
Richards. Number 15, Brian LaFountain. Forward.
Brian LaFountain. Not LaFontaine, but LaFountain.
Number 17, Paul Hamilton. halfback.
Number 17, Paul Hamilton.
Number 19, Brad Supernow.
Number
fullback.
19, Brad Supernah.
Number 21, Nick Legree, halfback.
Number 21, Nick Legree.
And number 25, Matt Arnold, forward.
Number
And
25, Matt
starting for
Arno.
Northeastern Clinton,
And the Cougars starting lineup.
junior, number 3, Alan Lapierre.
Number 3, Alan Lapierre.
A sophomore, number 5, Ryan Anktil.
Number 5, Ryan Anktil.
A senior, number 8, Kyle Edgerton.
Number 8, Kyle
A
Edgerton.
junior, number 11, Mike Ashline.
Mike Ashline, number 11.
Senior, number 12, Nick Babby.
Number 12, Nick Babby.
A junior, number 16, Aaron Coulomb.
Number 16, Aaron Coulomb.
Junior, number 18, Travis Dupree.
Number 18, Travis Dupree.
Junior, number 20, Patrick Racine.
Number 20, Pat
A
Racine.
junior, number 22, Sean Fay.
Number 22, Sean
And a
Fay.
junior, number 24, Scott Morelli.
And number 24, Scott Morelli. In goal for Northeastern is Tyson Dumas. And the Cougars are coached by Dale Hawksby, assisted by Frank Dumas.
And Gary Kaiser.
And as you probably heard,
Goalkeeper for the
Steve
Cougars,
Tulaski and Gary
Tyson
Kaiser will
Dumas.
be refereeing tonight's contest. I see. And this game is underway. Morelli in the center has it taken away by Durham. Durham for Flanagan. This is the second time these teams faced. First was a 3-3 tie down in Seton, a very exciting game, a very entertaining game for the guests or for the people watching. Miss kicked and Seton trying to take advantage. Trip is called and it'll be Seton ball. This is an important contest. Northeastern has already won the CVAC championship, so it doesn't really mean much to the Cougars other than for pride. And it's a great tune-up game for Northeastern leading into sectional play. But for the Knights are in third place right now with an 8-3-4 record, and they have 20 points. And they are 1 point behind the NAC Bobcats, who are 10-4-1, sitting in second place with 21 points. And the Knights are in a position, if they can beat Northeastern tonight, and if NAC loses, who are playing down at Plattsburgh right now, then the Cougars, or rather the Knights, shot by Fay, just wide. A nice shot, low to the ground, just wide to the right. But if, as I said, if the Knights can beat Northeastern tonight, and if the Hornets can beat NAC, that would move Seton into second place with 22 points. And as far as Seton is concerned, this is a big game to get them ready also for CVAC play, or rather sectional play. Coulombe can't, or Morelli can't catch up to it, and it's cleared. Edgerton chips it high, headed by Morelli. But Dumont comes out to make the stop. To the outside. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be Northeastern's ball. Dupree down the wing for Edgerton. Edgerton can't control, but it goes out of bounds, and Northeastern will do it again. A long throw-in to Morelli. That could be and is a handball. And it'll be Seton ball. Barry puts the ball in play for the Knights. Headed right back by Coulombe into the center. Lapierre is there. Lapierre tries to hit it over to defense and does, but it's cleared out by Barcombe. Right back in again and right back out. Northeastern knows that the Knights have a very good defense and very, very quick forwards. If they're going to penetrate this defense, they're going to have to do it on the wings. Misplayed by the Knights, and Aintel comes away with the ball, gets a cross off. Edgerton is there, can't control, finally turns and fires right on. Durham with the stop. Or Dumont, rather, with the stop. I'll get it straight. Just short of midfield. Dupree gets there, miskicks, deflects into the center where Ashline heads it up. Fay gets there. Fay pushes through for Edgerton. Edgerton chips it right back for Coulombe and then gets it right back again. Edgerton pushes back for Fay. Fay takes a long shot high and over the top of the net, and it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. That also fits into the equation for sectional play. The Beekmantown Eagles, with an 8-5-2 record and 18 points, sit right behind Seton in fourth place. And of course, a Seton loss tonight and a Beekmantown victory will be tied. The Knights and the Eagles will be tied. That's a handball, not called, but it goes out of bounds, and it should be Northeastern's ball, and is. And as I was saying, then you'd have to go through the tiebreaker. An opportunity for Northeastern here. Morelli takes it to the outside, miskicks wide, and it's a goal kick. That's a golden opportunity. Tried to swing his left foot to cut the ball back because Dumont was moving to his right, expecting a shot to the far post, and he kicked it off the outside of his foot, and it just went wide. So with 35 minutes remaining in this first half, early in this first half, it's still 0-0, and the Knights trying to bring the ball down. Ashline goes right back to the far side, and it's pulled in by Silva. Silva still controlling, broken up by Morelli, and Barry keeps it going down the center of the field. Dupree clears up, but it's controlled by the Knights. Miskicked, and Coulombe comes away with the ball. Out on the wing for Edgerton. Edgerton will leave it for Fay. Fay with a long throw in inside the box, headed right out again. And Fay comes away with the ball. The shot is off a Seton player, should be a corner kick, and is. That was, I believe, deflected off the foot of Carlos Roque. And the first corner kick of the game will be Northeastern's. Ashline with the corner. It's a line drive, hit it right back out again, and we'll do it again. Ashline again, gets it up higher, it bounces through. Coulombe gets there. It's headed up off the crossbar and out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Knights. Another good opportunity for Northeastern. Barry missed kicks. It's stopped by Morelli. Morelli tries to go outside for Lapeer, but it's intercepted and up the far side. Pass intended for Flanagan. He gets there, but he's broken up by Racine. Racine pushes it back into the center. Coulombe with a nice step up, controls the ball to the outside for Edgerton. Edgerton, he'll get across there, but he has no support. Gets the cross off, it gets by, Lapeer's there and punches it over top of the net. That was a miscommunication with the Seton defense. The two defenders in there, I'm not sure if it was Eric Barry and number 15, Peter Maver, or number 9, that would be Corey Rabideau, but they misplayed the ball and it went right through their goal mouth, right over to Lapeer on the far side, who put a little bit too much into it, and it went over top of the net. Now Morelli trying to go through, broken up and cleared, stopped by Anctil. And we've got a charge called on Northeastern. It'll be a direct kick for the Knights. Headed by Anctil. And a nice step up by Maver to keep the ball alive for the Knights. Now on the far side, Dodds can't control it, goes out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to be a Northeastern throw-in. A cold, cold night here at, now it'll be a drop ball. Anctil gets control and pushes it into the center where it's headed out by Barcombe, picked up by Edgerton. Edgerton trying to drag it to the near side, but can't. And it's Roque, Carlos Roque, tries to push one through. It's stopped by Racine and headed by Ashline to the outside. Edgerton trying to keep it going and does. Controls on the outside, needs to beat one more. Pushes to the inside, just too far for Coulombe, and it's cleared out. Dupree called for the charge, and it'll be Seton ball. Barry with the hit, and Dumas just gets there in time. That ball was deflected just outside the 18, changed directions on him, and Dumas with a fine play reacting, knocked the ball down and then was able to pick it up for control. Headed by Fay, now Barry. Straight up in the air by Maver. Now Ashline. Ashline still trying to control and punches it out of bounds off the leg of William McConey. And Northeastern throw-in. Long throw down the wing over the head of the Seton defense. Edgerton can't get there, but the clearing pass is intercepted by Morelli. Now back to Edgerton for the cross. He goes far side over the head of Lapeer, and the Knights are able to clear it. That's Ben Dodds, cleared it off the foot of Alan Lapeer, and it'll be a Knight throw-in. Down the wing, Lapeer intercepts. Broken up and stolen back by Maver. Pass to the outside, intended for Flanagan, and it goes out of bounds, and Northeastern comes right back again. Lapeer pushes into the center, but it's picked off by McConey. Trading possessions, nobody can control for very long. A pass down for Flanagan, but Racine gets there, breaks that up, and pushes the ball out of bounds off the foot of Dodds. And it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Ashline tries to turn it and does into the center for Edgerton. Excuse me. Broken up by Barry, and now Roque comes away with the ball. Or deflected to Lapierre. Lapierre loses his balance, but still controls the ball. Deflects to Fay. Fay up for Edgerton. Edgerton trying to get into a cross in position to get the cross off. Fay is there. Can't get the shot off. Again, can't get the shot off. Finally does. And it's right on Dumont. A fine play. And again, Northeastern comes very close to drawing first blood in this contest. 28-21 remaining in this first half, and it stays 0-0. Fay steps up, controls the ball, and it's intercepted and cleared by trip called. I don't know what that was. I think that was Carlos Roque.
Get it back.
Chipped into the center, headed out by Coulomb, but it's picked off by Maver. Maver still controlling, tries a through pass, and a nice ball, and it's over top of the net. A beautiful play. Nice play by the Knights. A nice pass, just lazy enough over the 18 to get inside the penalty box, and the shot by number 17, I think that was McConey. William McConey went over top of the crossbar, and Northeastern dodged the bullet there.
Go, Cougars!
Off the back of Edgerton, and picked up now by Gingrich. And Northeastern will throw it in. Fay down the wing, headed by Barry. Fay picks it up. Tries to get a left foot off, but he's tripped from behind by number 21, Sean Flanagan. And it'll be Northeastern's ball. Babby down the wing. It'll go too far. It'll be out of bounds. And it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. Barry puts the ball in play. And two heads, and it gets to Babby, and Babby up into the center.
Do it!
Barry catches up to it, tries to go outside for control to Silva, but it goes too far out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. The Knights down the wing, intercepted by Ashline. Ashline can't keep it in play, and it'll be a Knight throw-in. Down the wing again, this time stopped by Racine. It goes straight up in the air. Fighting for position, the Knights come away with it. Fay is able to head it back into the center, where it's picked up by Sully and shot on net. And a save by Dumas. Dumas beyond midfield, stopped by Barry in the center. Now Coulomb. Coulomb, a long ball, and Dumont's got to come out. And he knees it away from Lapierre, and the Knights able to control. Picked up by Chase. Chase knocked down, a charge called on Northeastern. Direct kick for the Knights. Barry down the far side, misplayed by Racine, and here comes Sully. Sewell, but it's cleared by Babby, up for Fay, and Fay back into the center. Now Morelli. Stolen back by Maver. Maver. And now Morelli steals it right back again. A lot of play in the center of the field, and Lapierre comes away with it on the far side. Lapierre pushes one for Morelli, but it's intercepted and deflected out by Chase. Chase still trying to control, and does. Nice move by Chase. Down the wing and pushes up, deflected off Anktil into the center for Coulomb. Coulomb stopped, and the Knights come away with it. Headed into the center, broken up by Barry. Little chip to Chase, and Chase pushes to the outside. Knights with some short passes here, trying to control the center of the field. Now on the far side, Sully back for control. Pass intended for Silva, but it goes out of bounds, and Northeastern will get the ball on a throw-in. Headed by Lapierre. Oh no, that's Arno into the game. Matt Arno just into the game for Northeastern. The ball gets by Racine. It's a foot chase. Babby should get there, cuts down the angle and pushes it to the outside. And finally up on the wing. The Knights come back away with the ball, and it's Flanagan. Gets a return pass. Flanagan in position to take a shot. He'll get a right-footed cross from there. Stopped, and finally shot high over the net. And it'll be a goal kick. And again, the Cougars dodge a bullet. And Babby puts the ball in play for Northeastern. It gets by Barry, and now Morelli on a breakaway. Partial breakaway, gets to the 18, makes a move, takes the shot, and Dumont with the save. It looked real good for a second there. The Knight defense getting back quickly, but Morelli couldn't control the ball enough to get a decent shot off. He had to pull it from his left back to his right, and by the time he did shoot it, the Knight defense was on him. So a combination of the Knight defense getting back to distract Morelli and the fact that he just couldn't cleanly handle it on that second or third dribble turns into an easy save for Dumont, but a good opportunity for Northeastern. Barry back in play to the far side. And it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Nick Legree also into the game for Northeastern on the far side. Broken up by Racine. Racine passes up for Arno. Arno switches fields over on the near side for Edgerton. Edgerton, and a push called on the Knights, and it'll be Northeastern's ball. Now again, this is an opportunity. Northeastern had the Knights in a position, and they had the waiter. They waited for Nick Babby. Maybe it'll work out for him, but I think in some cases the Cougars should take the kick and put it off a little quicker. Dupree with a good foot could have hit it on this side before the Knights defense was set. But again, each team enters the game with a game plan, and I expect they want to stick to it as much as possible. Carlos Roque gets up high to head that ball. The Knights control to the near side for back to Roque, and Roque out of bounds off Dupree, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights deep in Northeastern territory. Into the box, and who can get to it first? It's a struggle for the ball, and it's going to be called a goal kick. The Knight players don't like that. They say it was out of bounds off Dupree. But it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Babby just short of midfield, headed by Coulomb. But Barcombe is back. Now Legree. A nice head by Morelli. Now Edgerton, but can't get there. Barcombe with a good defensive move. Or that's not Barcombe, that's number 9. Corey Rabideau with a good defensive move to take the ball away from Edgerton just as he was getting ready for the shot. And it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Out. And taking a shot taken by Legree, but it goes over top of the net. We have some movement here. We got Matt Arno moved to the right wing and Brian LaFountain into the game for Northeastern on the left wing. Barry a little bit beyond midfield, stopped by Legree, but the Knights control. To the outside, Dodds. Push called on the Knights, and it'll be Northeastern's ball. Down to 18:26 remaining in this first half. Still nothing. And it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Seton ball. No, I guess they're going to call a push. And the Knights still get the ball, but on a direct kick. Barry pushed away. Chase comes away with the ball. A nice move by Chase to get around LaFountain. Chase still controlling. Pushes to the outside. A fine pass. Dodds can't get there. Racine does. Racine goes down. Dodds still controlling. He'll get across from there, and it's deflected off Babby and pushed back to the outside for Control. Dodds slips, and Legree gets there. They're fighting. Babby comes through, and Control's chase right back in again. Knights with a shot from a good distance, but a hard, low shot by Maver, and Dumas with the stop. Dumas beyond midfield, headed by Barry. Picked up by Lucas. Lucas to the outside for Dodds. Too far out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Ashline. Ashline pushes one up, but it's stopped. And a nice play by number 20. Kevin Silva headed the ball up in the air, turned around and headed it with the back of his head to keep it from going deeper into Seton territory. Push called, and it'll be Seton ball again. Barry's line drive stopped by Legree, but picked up by Maver. Maver broken up by Ashline, but it deflects deeper into Northeastern territory, and Maver comes away with it again. Crossed into the center and stopped by Dupree, and shot finally by Maver, and it goes wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Into the center, and Barry puts it right back in for the Knights, headed out by Racine. Now Maver controls, broken up by Coulomb. Coulomb pushes to the outside for Arno. A nice play by Barcombe. Now the Knights threatening again. Roque on the outside, crosses, and it's right in the net. A beautiful play. A beautiful play by the Knights, and they take a 1-0 lead. And the Seton Knights draw first blood. That is Lucas from Roque at the 24:15 mark on a fine play. A beautiful play from the inside back outside the Roque, and Roque with a perfect pass to Lucas, and Lucas made no mistake about it. And Dumas with no chance on that shot. No chance at all on that shot for Tyson Dumas, and it's 1-0 Seton. Barcombe and the Knights are fired up. Northeastern's got to get it together here, or the Knights are going to turn this into a one-sided game. It has been pretty well evenly played, both teams with some scoring opportunities. I think Northeastern probably had a few more scoring opportunities, but pretty equally played. And Roque with the throw-in, headed by Lucas, the goal scorer, finally out of bounds off Dubuque. I didn't notice that. Pat Dubuque into the game. And the shot taken, it'll go wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Throw in for the Cougars, headed by LaFountain deep into the Knights zone, taken by Barry. Barry makes a nice move, but Morelli takes it away from Barry. Morelli to the inside, he'll get a shot from there. He's taken off the ball, and it's cleared by Roque to the outside. A lead pass, broken up by Babby, but a nice play by Parada. Parada still controlling to the 18 and pushes to the outside. Nobody there for the Knights, but Legree for Northeastern slips. Can't get the ball far enough away, and the Knights still in dangerous territory. Durham back to the outside for Dodds. Dodds can't control it. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. To the center, picked up by Parada and cleared out by Dupree. Knights still controlling. A good ball on the near side. Parada still controlling. Parada still controlling. He'll get a cross off and does the Roque. Roque gives it right back to him. Northeastern defense running around, unable to control this quick passing of the Seton offense just in the last few minutes. Northeastern seems very, very flat compared to the way they were earlier in the game. And the Knights come right back again. Roque cuts in front of Dubuque, and now Barry with a high shot that would have gone wide, but it's controlled by Dumas. Dumas's punt just beyond midfield. And Rabideau gets there to clear deep into Northeastern territory. Racine back out to Ashline. Ashline trying to turn it and does, but only Knights are there. Roque picks it up. Getting ready for a return pass. It goes right through to Roque. Babby gets there to break it up and finally turn it upfield. A fine play by Babby, but Northeastern can't take advantage of it. Now Dubuque picks up the loose ball and pushes up for Arno. It gets by one defender, but it's cleared back to midfield. Now Morelli controls. He wants to send a pass through for Arno. Pushes to the outside. Arno will control, and he gets a shot off that's way over top of the net, and it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. Sean Fay and Ryan Engtill back into the game for Northeastern. And the Knights pass up for Flanagan. Flanagan has Roque on the outside. A fine pass through, but Dumas gets there. And Lucas looks him in the eye, and Dumas punts out. Right back in again, stopped by Coulombe. Coulombe tries to get a pass to the outside for Arno. Picked up by Barcombe, broken up by Fay. Now Barcombe down the wing, and Coulombe settles. Coulombe takes it to the inside, switches fields, trying to get it through the center, misplayed. It's a foot race, and Dumont comes out to control, and it goes off Arno. Dumont cleared it, and it went off Arno out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick, but a lucky break for the Knights. Misplayed, and Dumont quick enough on his feet to get out and get it just before either LaFountain or Arno could get to it. Eric Berry with the goal kick, headed by Engtill, but in the wrong direction, picked up by Dodds. Dodds still controlling, pulls it back to the inside, now gives it off to Durham, I think that was. It's hard to see his number from here, unless there he is, that's Uli Durham. Finally punched out of bounds by Racine, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Pass to the inside and cleared by Babby. Engtill deflected into the center. Morelli gets there, but so does Barry, and Barry punches it away from midfield deep into Northeastern territory. Now Babby to the outside. No choice but to put it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Controlled into the center. Chase. And LaFountain clears up. It's a 3-on-1. 3-on-1. Morelli trying to outrace three Knights, and he does. Gets the shot off, and Dumont there for the save. Nice play. Good show of speed by Scott Morelli, beating three Seton defenders and finally getting that shot off. Dumont had to be good. That shot, about 2.5 feet off the ground, was ticketed for the back of the net. Fay gets there, heels to himself, then pushes to the outside for Arno. Arno trying to go to the outside, and it's cleared out of bounds by Barcombe. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Kyle Edgerton back into the game for Northeastern, and the throw is headed right back out again. It goes to Fay. Fay tries to take it in. He'll get a left-footed cross. It's deflected out, and Barry keeps it going up the field. Lucas, the goal scorer, stopped. It goes out of bounds, and we're going to call it Seton ball. Durham with the throw-in down the wing. Roque off a deflection, pushes it to Chase. Chase gives way to Barry, but broken up by Arno, and Chase gets it right back again. Chase showing some speed, broken up by Morelli. Now Engtill trying to send somebody a long way, and it's over the head of the defense, and Dumont with the stop. To the outside, good trap by Roque. He can't control it, but it goes out of bounds off Arno, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Pushed from behind, and that's what it's called, and it'll be a direct kick for the Knights. And when the Knights have Barcombe sneaking down the wing, And Barry with a fine ball right into the box, headed by Ashline. Now it's cleared. Barry chips it right back in again. Finally cleared by Ashline, but right to Chase. Morelli with a nice move to get the ball away from Chase, and he pushes it to the outside for Arno. Arno with a fine trap, trying to decide where to go, and he goes back to Morelli. Morelli chips back to Arno. Could be dangerous. Arno gets the shot off. Dumont with the save, and it's cleared out by Rabideau. Fine play by Northeastern, and again they come that close to tying this game up. A fine play. Now Fay chips high, and Dumont comes out and makes the stop right at the 6. See, the air seems to be filling up with smoke. It's all over the field, probably about 15 or so feet from the ground. I don't know what's on fire. It don't smell too good up here, but we'll put up with it. No fire alarms going off. We haven't seen any volunteer firemen leaving the area, so we're hoping it's only a trash fire. And in the center, Ashline, Chase comes away with the ball. And Racine headed into the air, stopped by Ashline. Now Fay, beaten by Roque. And it deflects off Ashline to Anktil. Anktil trying to control on the far side, defended by Chase. Anktil makes a nice move, trying to keep it in bounds, and does, deep into the Knight territory. And Dumont watches it go out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. We're down to 4 minutes remaining in this first half. It's 1-0 Seton on a fine goal by Lucas. A beautiful play, Roque to Lucas.
Do it, guys! Come on, play hard!
Out of bounds, and Northeastern will come right back with a throw-in. Out on the wing, Edgerton can't get there, and the Knights do. And the Knights still controlling up the wing. This one will go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Stopped by Racine, but Chase picks it up in the center. Tries a through pass. Beaten to it by Dupree, who clears up, but Chase gets it right back again. Here he comes. Broken up by Ashline, but the Knights still controlling. And a push called from behind, and it'll be Seton ball. 1-0 is not insurmountable for Northeastern. Northeastern, a very, very powerful offensive club. In fact, they led the CVAC. Not only did they win the CVAC championship, but I believe they had 53 goals scored, and they only had 13 scored against them before tonight's game. So the Cougars quite capable of putting some goals on the board. But this would be a crucial time for the Knights. This could really be a backbreaker with 2:25 remaining in this first half. If the Knights could put another one in, that could really, really hurt the Cougars. Cleared straight up in the air. That could be a push, and is, and Morelli will set it up. Northeastern wants to get it in play quickly, and they do. Edgerton takes it to the middle, trying to go cut back, and does. And it deflects. He waited a little too long. Dupree pushes it back in, near side to Fay. Fay crosses back into the center for Coulombe. Coulombe, he'll get a shot off. It's a low shot that just goes wide. Just wide, and it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. Back in play, headed by Anktil, and right back out again by Barcombe. Now Chase keeps it going to midfield. Racine gets there, controls to the outside, but loses it to Padera. Padera again gets it off of a deflection. Broken up by Racine, and we're coming down to 1 minute left. And the Knights get the call again. It'll be a throw-in, I think, for the Knights. And under a minute. Again, a very, very dangerous time if the Knights can punch another one in, and here's their opportunity. Miskicked and finally cleared by Dupree, but nobody there in a white shirt. And it goes right back in off Barcombe. He miskicks, and Arno gets there. If he can push a through pass, and it's broken up, and Arno's going to get called for the push. Arno's going to get called for the push, and that's going to end Northeastern's offensive thrust right there with 30 seconds left. The Knights can take their time, give themselves just enough time to punch the ball down on a bang-bang play. They have an opportunity to shot on net, but they think they know this far out it's going to have to be a bang-bang play. And, of course, they won't give the Cougars much chance to retaliate, and with 9 seconds, it'll be a throw-in. Down the wing, never came in. It should be a rethrow. And that's it. The horn ends, or the buzzer ends, rather, to end the first half, and it's 1-0. Seton, a first half that was pretty evenly played, except for that one play. Carlos Roque with a beautiful cross that Lucas punched in, and Dumas had no chance for to give the Knights a 1-0 lead, and that's where we stand. And we'll be back in a couple minutes for the start of the second half.
It's senior night here at Northeastern. Seniors will recognize their parents, I believe. They make their way over here. They're storming the
As you
Bastille.
well know, our senior athletes have not only played soccer throughout their high school years, but have been involved with baseball, basketball, track and field, cross country, karate, to name a few other sports that they're involved with. They're successful not only because of their own efforts, but because they had parents who were supportive, involved, and they're always there for them. At this time, I will announce our senior athletes and their parents. Parents, please come out and receive your gifts as a small token of your son's appreciation at this time. Number 4, Pat Dubuque. His parents, Walter and Shirley.
Pat Dubuque, parents Walter and Shirley Dubuque.
Number 8,
Where's his father? Can't see him.
Kyle Edgerton.
Camouflaged.
Parents, Joe and Crystal.
Kyle Edgerton, his parents Joe and Crystal. Alton Joe and Crystal. And Brother Dan, too.
Number 12, Nick Babby. His mother, Lisa Gauthier.
Bobby and his mother Lisa. There she is.
Goalkeeper, Tyson Dumas. Parents, Roxy and Frank.
Tyson Dumas.
At this time,
Roxy
we also ask that the
and Frank.
Seton Catholic seniors, if they please step forward on the field, we'd appreciate it.
Seton Catholic Fields. Seniors. What's this all about?
Seniors from Seton Catholic are Tim Barcom, Eric Berry, Alex Chase, Chris Dumas, Sean Flanagan, Oli Durham, Michael Cadera, Corey Rabideau, Adam Lucas, Jeremy Conroy, Bobby Cordick, James Palmer. We'd like to acknowledge all senior athletes and wish you the best of luck in your future challenges to come. Let's give them all a warm round of applause.
The Seton seniors. The voice you heard was, of
Thank you.
course, Diane Morelli.
And we're getting ready for the second half, and although I have to apologize, I was indisposed at halftime. That was a very nice ceremony for the seniors, and I was very impressed that Northeastern honored the Seton seniors also. Right in the beginning of this second half, and the Knights are threatening, but it's cleared out. Headed by Coulombe to the near side, and Angtel picks it up. Down the wing, intended for Lapierre, and it's cleared out by Silva. Chase, nice move coming back on defense, but he can't control it. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern down the wing. Morelli gets there, but it's punched out of bounds, and Northeastern will throw it in again. That was a very nice gesture, as I said, that the Cougars honored the Seton seniors. Normally what you see is the teams honoring their own, of course. with flowers and kind words, but Northeastern extended themselves to honoring the Seton Knights. And the first corner kick of the second half, Northeastern trying to tie it up. And it's headed right on net, and Dumont with the stop. Actually, that probably would have gone a little wide. That would have gone a little wide, but Dumont not taking any chances. And Barry slow to get up.
Keep it down here. Come on, defense.
And it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. Line drive in the center, stopped by Chase. Coulombe got a head on it, but he can't control, and that's a trip. And it'll be Seton ball. Northeastern wants to step up their intensity. I think they might want to start using their wings a little more, but they certainly don't want to start pushing and giving the Knights any more momentum than they already have. Racine on the outside, and it'll be a corner kick for the Knights. Goal with a 1-0 lead, trying to get more. It's fine play to the inside. It's shot, and Dumas is there. Now that was a tough one. That was a tough shot. It was soft, but Racine was there actually screening Dumas. And Racine had to just kind of lean to the side to give Dumas room enough to make that stop. And if it goes out of bounds, it'll be Northeastern's ball, and it does. And Anctil trying to get in quickly. And Lapierre gets there, but can't control. Barry tries to clear it out, and it goes right to Anctil. Anctil switches fields onto the far side for Fay. Fay heads it to Edgerton. Edgerton trying to make the turn. Barcombe right there, and it's shot, deflects off. No, it didn't. Shot by Edgerton out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. Barry. Into the center. Who wants it? Fay comes away with it. He's tripped from behind, and it'll be a direct kick for Northeastern. And Babby will put the ball in play. You can see what the Knights are doing. They're all going back on defense. And Barcombe wants to let it go out of bounds, but he didn't have time, so he pushes it to the outside. And the Knights cleared up into the center. Stopped. Coulombe turns and shoots. And Dumont comes out to make the stop.
Come on, defense! Come on, defense! Don't let it through!
Dumont short of midfield. And the Knights keep it going. Babby breaks that up, but it goes right to Maver. Maver to the outside, back from Roque to the inside. And Ashline with a nice move. He has some room in the center to move. And a bad pass. And broken up by Silva. Flanagan to the outside for Dodds. Dodds still controlling, trying to get by Racine. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Dumas short of midfield. It gets by one. Lapierre is there. Lapierre trying to switch fields onto the far side. Headed by Roque. Broken up by Fay, and now Ashline comes away with it. Ashline trying to get it up to Fay, but it's read and intercepted by Chase. Broken up by Fay, and Chase gets it right back again. Again, you can see the difference. Seton using those short passes, working their way up the field. Now Roque on the far side, broken up by Babby, and it'll be out of bounds and a throw in for the Knights. But the Knights using that short pass, those quick short passes, to move the ball up the field. Northeastern seems to be relying more on that long pass to try and spring their speedy forwards, but the Knights not falling for it. And it's in dangerous territory, and it's cleared out by Ashline. Up for Edgerton, who missed kicks. Edgerton still trying to get it back, but Barcombe, a fine play to get through the center, and he pushes it out for Roque. But it's read by Dupree, and Dupree up and out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Thrown into the box, headed straight up in the air. Dumas gets there to slap at it, but the ball's still alive, and it's in the net. It's in the net, and Northeastern is down 2-0. And I think that was number 8, and I'm not sure if he put it in or if the Cougars put it in themselves, but the Cougars have dug themselves a major hole if they want to win this game, and they're going to have to really pull it together. And I'm going to give that goal to Parada, number 8, Parada, unassisted at the 6:23 mark. Again, excuse me, my stats are unofficial. You might see it in the newspaper that the assist was given to somebody else. Not that it's extremely important, except for that person who got the assist. But Parada unassisted at the 6:23 mark. And it's 2-0 Seton. And you could see it coming. The Knights in the first few minutes, 5 minutes or so of the second half, putting on a lot of pressure, controlling the center of the field, winning a lot of the 50-50 balls, and it really looked like the Knights were fired up, and it turned into a goal for the Knights. And Northeastern has again dug themselves a serious hole that they have to try and dig out of. And Anctil with a pass for Lapeer. Lapeer gets the cross off into the center, head it, and who can get there? The Knights are there, and it's cleared out. Dupree wants to put it right back in again, and does. Headed by Coulombe out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. Eric Berry again putting the ball in play for the Knights. This one's a little shorter, stopped by Coulombe into the center. It's pushed back, and it's taken by Maver. Trip not called. Ashline gets there, pushes back out to Anctil. Anctil tries to chip high and does, and this one will go wide. Out of bounds, and a goal kick for the Knights again. Short again and headed straight up in the air. A collision in the midfield. Sully to the outside. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Ashline down the wing. A fine throw over the head of the defense, but Rabideau gets there. Rabideau allows it to roll out of bounds. Smart play, and it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. Berry to the outside, headed by Dodds, and now Coulombe chips it high, making it easy for the taller defenders, the taller Seton defenders, and now Dodds. Pushed from behind, ball still in play. Dodds down the wing off Racine and out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Ashline reads it and breaks it up, but Chase breaks it up back to Northeastern's territory. Morelli too high to control, and Silva punches it back into Northeastern's territory. Finally, Barry again back to Northeastern territory, and again Northeastern still just pushing the ball as hard as they can, and the Knights calmly pushing it right back into Northeastern territory. Those little short passes just like that, and Dodds can make it 3-0, and Dumas between his legs, finally out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick, I think, for the Knights, but that ball was inches from him being in the net and making it 3-0 Seton. The Knights controlling the ball extremely well on those short passes, using their wings and controlling the center of the field, but part of that is the outstanding defensive play by the Knights, and the other part is Northeastern just pushing the ball right up the middle. Now to the outside, off the side of his foot and out of bounds, and the Knights will throw it in. Down the wing, Dupree gets there, trying to control. It's finally out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. 28:50 remaining in this second half. It's 2-0 Seton. Beyond midfield, but the Knights are right there to push it up and back into Northeastern's territory. Fay trying to control. To the outside, almost a trip, but it's deflected away. And the Knights come right back again. Coulombe Back to Dupree for control, and Dupree out of bounds, and the Knights will throw it in. Broken up by Fay to Edgerton. Edgerton has a man on the outside, wants to try and get it to him. Miskicked. And the Knights are able to control. It should go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern.
Drive that ball up.
Angtel throws it to a point of the field where nobody is. A good play. Morelli can't get to it, and it's finally punched out of bounds by Durham. And now throws in Coulombe. Over for Ashline. Ashline tries to get it back to Coulombe. It does. Coulombe gets the shot off and just misses the near side post. Just outside the post. And that was a good low shot by Coulombe that just misses. Northeastern almost cutting the Knight lead in half, but still down 2-0. And the Knights in control with 27 minutes remaining in the second half. Headed by Coulombe, but it goes closer to midfield. Now short pass up for Edgerton. Edgerton with one nice move, pushed off the ball from behind. Edgerton still trying to control, and finally a trip called, and it'll be Northeastern's ball. Ashline, a line drive that's headed out by Sully. Deflects it deeper into Seton's territory, but finally cleared out. No Northeastern players there to take advantage of it. Sully could have been a handball, but not called. Chested down by Babby, and Racine pushes up. But again, no Northeastern players there. And a long shot that's corralled by Dumas. Punted back out again and right back in by the Knights. Broken up by Dupree. To the far side, Fay should get there first and does. But the Knights take it away. Fay can't catch up to it, and the Knights broken up. A lot of bodies flying and collisions, and Fay comes away with the ball and throws in for Northeastern. Headed by Morelli into the center, or rather by Arno into the center. Broken up, and here come the Knights again. Chase. And Northeastern walking. Broken up, Racine can't control, and Ashline takes, or rather Angtel takes it to the outside. Angtel loses it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Down the wing for Flanagan. Flanagan falls, Racine comes away with the ball, and I think we're going to have a trip called against the Knights, and it'll be Northeastern's ball. Headed by Coulombe, but Barry is there to head it right back in again. Now Ashline trading heads, and Barry. Fay gets there, pushes over for Arno. Arno with a nice move to get by Barcombe, but Barcombe is right there. Arno called on the push from behind, or the trip from behind, whichever it was, and it'll be Seton ball.
My son wants to that night.
Barry broken up by Fay. And Coulombe with a long high ball. Dumont comes out. He's way out of the net, and it's controlled by Edgerton if he can get it across. But a fine defensive play by Silva. Now a push called on Northeastern, and a great opportunity for Northeastern, and they cannot take advantage of it. And out of frustration, we got a yellow card for Kyle Edgerton, and he'll leave for at least one stoppage of play. And probably, well, I don't know, with 23 minutes remaining, I'd like to see him back again with his speed, but it would be an awful blow to Northeastern if he got a second yellow card and ended up not being able to play in the first game of the sectional play. So we'll see what Coach Hawksby decides to do, and he's replaced by Brian LaFountain. But Northeastern with a golden opportunity there. Dumont came way out to the corner of the 18 and couldn't control the ball. Edgerton did, and all he had to do if he had the opportunity, but with a fine defensive play, he was unable to turn the ball with no goalie in the net. And now Flanagan trying to put the Knights up by 3. Punches it out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. And Nick Legree into the game for Northeastern. And Babby almost to midfield. Berry coming way up, deflects it into the center, picked up by Maver. And again, the Knights controlling the center part of the field and doing it very, very well. 22:50 remaining, still 2-0 Seton. And there's Berry again to punch it back in for the Knights. And a fine move to the outside by Parada. Parada takes it right in and takes a shot. I don't know if that was off Dumas or the post. Off the crossbar, and the Knights are beating Northeastern to the ball all over the place. One shot that either went off Dumas or the post, and a second shot that smacked off the crossbar hard enough to come right back and bounce almost, well, beyond the 6-yard line. And Northeastern came that close to being down 3-0, and the Knights, of course, that close to taking a 3-0 lead. And right now, the Knights are totally outplaying the Cougars. On the near side, Kordick can't control, loses it, and Anktil headed by LaFountain into the center, but there's Barry, nobody with a white shirt in the center to try and control, and the Knights are right back on the attack. Flanagan with a nice move to get by one. He'll get a cross off. It's a weak cross, stopped by Anktil, but he wants to clear it quickly. And it's deflected by Flanagan right to Kordick, and now the Knights with another opportunity. Finally taken by Coulombe and then Ashline. Switching fields over for Arno. Arno with a long ball. He tried to get it down the wing, but it went out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. You can see the way Northeastern is playing. They're obviously frustrated, and they're trying to get it together, but the Knights just won't let it happen. Conroy taken back this time by Dupree. Dupree up into the center, but there the Knights defense, but no communications, and finally in desperation punched out of bounds by Silva. And we had a miscommunication between Rabideau and Silva, and that ball got by him, but Northeastern again couldn't take advantage of it. Silva, like I say, in desperation punches the ball out of bounds to get it out of harm's way. Now Coulombe with a throw-in for Northeastern. Dubuque into the game for the Cougars. And it's headed by Morelli, but it's cleared out by Rabideau. Coulombe gets there, tries to drag the ball to his left, but it goes out of bounds off Kordick. And Coulombe will do it again. This one deflects right to Morelli. Morelli with the shot, and it's just wide. He had the open net, and he tried to go to the short side, and it just went wide. And again, Northeastern comes that close, but they cannot buy a goal. This powerful Northeastern offense cannot buy a goal tonight, and we've seen that before. Barry should go out of bounds and does. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern.
Keep it up here, White.
Now Coulombe again with the throw-in. And this one deflects and is finally cleared. Ashline gets there to head it back in again.
Yes.
It goes wide. Now LaFountain. LaFountain double teamed. He has two guys back for support, trying to get it to him, and finally gets the cross, and it's deflected. And it finally goes out of bounds off Silva, and it'll be a corner kick for Northeastern. Northeastern picking up the intensity here, but if it doesn't result in a goal, that can be equally frustrating. If you play with all that intensity and emotion, and it's not rewarded by a goal, it's pretty tough, and the frustration mounts. We're down to 18:40. 18 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this second half, and it's still 2-0 Seton. Morelli to the outside, picked off, and the Knights controlling. Legree heads it to Arno. Arno can't control, but Barcombe does to the outside. The Knights still controlling. On the far side, Parada. He scored, I gave him the second goal of the game. The one scored here in the second half. Parada still controlling. His cross is stopped, but he gets it right back again, and it's headed by Racine. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for the Knights. The Knights still controlling, and it's headed out by Dupree. Barry controls, punches it right back in again, but Coulombe stops it and then pushes it out to the far side, but nobody there with a white shirt. Barcombe broken up by Arno, and now Morelli punches out the side to Arno. Arno beaten to the ball by Rabideau, and it goes out of bounds. A fine play by Corey Rabideau to keep Arno away from the ball. And it'll be a throw in for Northeastern. The game getting wide open here. And it's headed right back out again. Coulombe takes it deeper and gets a cross off. And it's called offsides. And it'll be Seton ball. Stopped by Arno. A lot of hustle, but Barry's right there to head it back out again. Ashline chips it high, but Rabideau's there to head it out, and Barry keeps it going. Ashline to Dubuque. Dubuque tries to go outside, but Silva is there to clear. He crosses right in the center by accident, and it's miskicked, and it dribbles in on Dumont. Morelli didn't know how alone he was out there on the 18. I'm sure, you know, it's easy. It's an easy game from up here. He didn't realize that he had time to stop and turn and take an accurate shot. And Flanagan pushing away, trying to get to the ball, and he does. Flanagan with a lot of speed, takes it to the outside, cuts it back in, and Dupree gets there to clear out of bounds off the light pole, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Down to 15:30 remaining in this second half. 2-0 Seton. The Knights still trying to control. Shot taken, but it deflects out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for the Knights. Maver will take the corner. And it's high and out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. Northeastern. Push called on Northeastern. Northeastern substitutions. Kyle Edgerton back into the game. Ryan Aintill back into the game, and Sean Fay back into the game, and Mike Ashline just pulled a yellow card. And you can see it, the frustration is mounting for these Northeastern players. They're used to winning, but we were talking at halftime off air that you have to take a loss, and you have to take it just as well as you take a win. You don't like it, of course, but you have to look at the positives. And this might be a good thing for Northeastern going into the sectionals, to take this loss and go back and start reevaluating how they want to enter the sectional play, because the beginning of the sectionals might be easier for a good team, but again, no game is totally easy. But the beginning might be a little easier, but they're going to face some pretty difficult teams, especially if they get through the sectionals, and that's a big if, but if they get through the sectionals, then you're looking at the regionals where the teams get even tougher. So you have to look at this game as an opportunity for Northeastern to reevaluate what they want to do and how they want to do it before it gets too late. Coulombe taken off the ball, and it's pushed up for Dodds. Now Northeastern appeared to have an opportunity there, but it went for nothing. And the Knights are coming right back again. Now if you take a look, if Calvin can pan the center of the field, it's wide open. There is nobody in the center of the field there. The center of the field has no white shirts, and if the ball ends up getting pushed into the center, that's why Seton is running down the field almost with impunity. Accidentally headed to Morelli. Morelli takes it to the inside and switches fields, but the Knight defense is right there. That is 22 Roque. And Barry heads it, and the Knights still controlling. Chase pushed off the ball, but still controls, tripped, and that's what the call is going to be. And it'll be Seton ball, and we're down to 12 minutes. 12 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. Headed by Coulombe right out to Edgerton. Edgerton gets by Barry and takes him down. Barry takes him down, and it'll be a direct kick for Northeastern. Game starting to get a little chippy. Into the center. It's controlled by the Knights, and here comes Chase. Temporarily broken up, but Chase is there to push it to the outside. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern.
Let's go wide, give it a goal!
To Legree, over for Inktill, and Inktill punches high into the center of the field, and Barry calmly heads it back out to the far side for Roque. Roque taken away by Fay, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Roque, a nice ball to Maver, but it's punched out by Dupree. Now Coulombe into the center of the field. A through pass intended for Edgerton, but it's too far, and Dumont comes out to make the stop.
Come on, White, keep it coming!
Dumont to midfield, headed back by Inktill. And now Morelli keeps it going, but there's Silva to punch it into the center. Arno and Barry collide. They can't get the shot off, or the charge goes against Northeastern, and it'll be a direct kick for the Knights.
White, come on, White!
Barry stopped by Fay, chested to the outside, pushed off the ball, and the call goes against Northeastern again. That looked like it could have gone the other way, but the Knights will get the ball. Down to 10 minutes and 11 seconds remaining. Knights taking their time putting the ball in play. They just wasted about 20 seconds or so on that direct kick. This will go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights, and I expect them to waste another 20 or so seconds. And it deflects into the center, headed by Inktill. Inktill has a man on the outside trying to get the ball to him. Again, some pushing and shoving. Edgerton takes it to the inside, and it's broken up, and Dodds comes away with the ball. Nice ball down the wing to Flanagan. Flanagan with some speed. Broken up by Racine. It'll be a Seton throw-in. Down to 9 minutes remaining. Time running out for the Cougars, but the Knights sitting in the driver's seat. Headed out, and Coulombe will pick it up. Coulombe taken away again on a fine play by Maver. Coming back on defense, and now Edgerton to the outside. Knocked down, out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. And certainly not what the Cougar fans wanted to hear. And a push called on Northeastern, and it'll be Seton ball again. Actually, Calvin, the way this game is deteriorating, I'd just as soon that last 7 minutes and 57 seconds end really quick, because this game is starting to get ugly. Punched in for Flanagan. Babby is there on defense, and he pushes it out of bounds. It'll be a Seton throw-in. And the Knights really have Northeastern back on their heels in almost every area of the field. And the Knights again controlling Flanagan. Flanagan trying to get by Babby. He can't. Babby trying to control. No place to go, and it finally goes out of bounds, and it'll be another Seton throw-in. This time the Knights throw it in deep to the box. Coulombe gets there. He's able to clear it, but it's taken right back by the Knights. Now Coulombe gets it back. Broken up by Barry, but Coulombe off a deflection. Now broken up by Rabideau. Legree streaking through, able to control the ball. Pushed to the outside for Arno. Arno wants to turn it and does. Fires high and just over top of the crossbar. And with 6:48 remaining, it's still 2-0 Seton. Barry puts the ball in play again, this time off the head of Sean Fay, out of bounds. And it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Throw-in, stopped by Fay. Fay comes away with the loose ball and pushes one up. Stopped by Rabideau. Taken by Arno. Arno will get a shot from there. And the shot is in the net. Matt Arno, with 5:49 remaining, cuts the Seton lead in half, and it's now 2-1 Seton. Well, Matt Arno cuts Seton's lead in half. It's 2-1 Seton, and we'll give that I think that was a long pass from Sean Fay. Not exactly sure, but we'll give it to him now. That's Arno from Fay at the 34-11 mark, and it's 2-1 Seton, and Northeastern wants to come back. They've got 5 minutes and 42 seconds left to tie this game up and maybe try and take the lead. And the Seton defense going to try and tighten up. Now Edgerton misplayed, and Arno gets it on the far side. Roque coming back on defense, controls and clears. Stopped by Coulombe. Coulombe with a long shot towards the net. And it crosses over and finally goes out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Knights. Barry, a line drive right into the center, stopped by Chase. Ashline gets there. And he's called for the push. And it'll be Seton ball. 4:36 remaining. Barry again puts the ball in play. Headed out, it should be Northeastern's throw-in. Edgerton wants to go down the wing and does, to Morelli. Morelli still trying to control. Goes back to Ashline for control, back to Morelli. And he pushes it into the center, but Barry is there to clear it up. Contact after the kick. Dupree heads it over for Racine. Racine up the far side. Roque finally called, a push called on the Northeastern, and it'll be a direct kick for the Knights. The Knights using up the clock again. We're down to 3:41 remaining. And it's a nice ball down the wing. Parada gets there. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick. Northeastern wants to get the ball in play quickly. They want to use their time wisely. I don't know what this call is. The ball was out of bounds. And they're finally going to stop the clock. I don't know what the call was. They're going to count the players to make sure whatever substitutions were made properly. And now we're down to 3:11. And it goes out of bounds. And the Knights will throw it in again. Down the wing, and Parada with a nice play, but it'll go out of bounds, and Northeastern will get their opportunity. Fay, long throw headed by Arno. Now Barry heads it. Coulombe controls in the center, but number 10 is Uli Durham is there to punch it into Northeastern's territory. Onto the outside for Dodds. Dodds cuts it back to the inside as a man wide open. And Roque chips high, and it's headed in towards the net. And Dumas gets there to punch it out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for the Knights. And even though the Northeastern should be playing with more desperation than this and trying to control with more desperation, it seems the Knights are still controlling the flow. And a short corner kick. Flanagan still controlling on the near side. Gets a return pass that's too far out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Northeastern. 2 minutes under 2 minutes now, 1:58 remaining. And Dumas out into the center, headed by Morelli. Barry goes down, and Morelli is called for a charge. And I have to agree with that. That is a horrible call. We're going to have a yellow card to Dale Hawksby, and that is not. That to me is just a terrible call. Both players going for the ball. As far as I'm concerned, that's a non-call. Both players going for the ball. There's a little bit of a collision. That's a non-call. And the Knights are going to get the ball, and Dale Hawksby's going to get a yellow card. And I don't think either one is deserved, because I think he's got a right to complain about that call. But my personal opinion. 1:44 remaining when we start the clock again. And it's 2-1 Seton. And it's headed, but it's still just outside the 18. It's cleared out by Babby. And the Knights are right there to control. And now Coulombe with a long ball down through the center. Durham comes out, Dumont rather comes out, and he clears it. Headed by Flanagan. Dupree gets there and pushes to the near side. Anktil wants to try and control and push it up the wing. Anktil clears it into the center. Morelli gets there and gets the ball past Babby. And Arno going over the top. And the call goes against Northeastern, and we're down to 1 minute. 1 minute remaining, and we'll give a little bit of a breakdown here, or an update on how the scoring happened in the first half. Lucas from Roque, a beautiful pass from Roque. He received a pass in the center. I think it was from Durham. And Roque punched it a beautiful cross, waist high, that Lucas was right there. And Dumas had no chance at that ball, and it went right in the back of the net. An outstanding goal for the Seton Knights' first goal of the game. Made it 1-0, and that's how the first half ended. In the second half, Parada, unassisted at the 6:23 mark, a very confusing goal. I'm not even sure if Parada got it, if one of the Northeastern players pushed it in, but it was 2-0 Seton. And just a few minutes ago at the 34:11 mark, Matt Arno made it, scored Northeastern's goal, assist going to Sean Fay at the 34:11 mark. And that's where we stand with 7 seconds remaining, and now 5 seconds remaining. And the Knights, I don't think, gave the 10 yards, which should be an automatic yellow card. It looks like they're going for it, and they are. An automatic yellow card, but they have accomplished what they wanted to do. They stood on the ball, and they used up 4 or 5 or 6 seconds before the ref stopped the clock. So in fairness, if you're going to make that call, then you should ask for those 5 or so seconds to be put back on the clock. But that's not going to happen. So Northeastern with one last opportunity. Coulombe probably 30 yards out. 27 or so, 27, 30 yards out. We'll have a direct kick. And it almost has to go right in the net, because they don't have too much time to do anything else. All the Northeastern fans are standing, hoping and praying this ball goes into the net. We're going to wait for the whistle, and the clock will stop when he kicks the ball. Coulombe's shot is in the net. It's in the net with 2 seconds remaining. Aaron Coulombe with a beautiful shot that curved from right to left and went right into the left side of the net. And this is a tie game. We're going into overtime. And whatever prayers the Northeastern fans used right before that Aaron Coulombe shot were answered, and you can see the result. They're all on their feet, they're standing, they're screaming. This is an exciting finish. Of course, we're not over yet. With 2 seconds remaining, we're headed for overtime. But Coulombe with a beautiful shot that went off his foot, was curving to the left, and the goalie, Chris Dumont, just couldn't get there before it curved into the right-hand corner of the net to tie this game 2-2. And we're looking at 2 10-minute overtimes. And we don't know what's going to be the end result, but right now this is a very, very exciting moment for the Northeastern Clinton Cougars. Well, the first overtime is underway here. Aaron Coulombe, the hero of the moment, I should say, with that outstanding shot that went right into the net, untouched by Chris Dumont. Tied this game up 2-2 with 2 seconds remaining. And the Cougars are fired up. And it'll be Seton ball. Call goes against Northeastern again. Barry puts it in play. Maver keeps it going. And it deflects to Ashline. Now up for Edgerton. Edgerton tries to push a long ball, but you can see what the Knights are doing. Morelli gets by one, but the Knights won't let him get by again. Morelli goes down, and the call goes against Northeastern. And it'll be a direct kick for the Knights. Barry, headed by and stopped by Racine. Now Maver, missed kicks, but he has time. Taken by Coulombe. Coulombe pushes to the near side for Edgerton. Edgerton has plenty of room on the outside here. Steps over the ball and continues to take it deeper in, but Barcombe is there to stop it. And Chase moves it up for the Knights. And the hold called on Chase, and it'll be Northeastern's ball. Dangerous territory. Just about the same distance, a little off to the side, but just about the same distance that the last Aaron Coulombe shot that went right in the net. So we'll see if he can get another good shot on net. Punched high, and Dumont comes out to make the stop. Stopped by Fay, but it gets by. Maver now off a deflection. Fay goes down the wing for Edgerton. Barcombe gets there. Edgerton and Barcombe jockey for position, and it'll be Northeastern's throw-in. Fay, a long throw, headed by Barry, right directly towards his own net. And a charge called, I think, on Lapierre on the far side. He crashed into the goalie, Chris Dumont, and it'll be Seton ball. Dumont slow to get up, and we're going to stop the clock with 7:01 remaining in the first overtime. It's a 2-2 tie, and Chris Dumont, the Seton goalie, in some discomfort. And Barry puts the ball in play, headed by Chase, and a charge called on Maver, and Northeastern will put it in play again. Nick Babby will put the ball in play for Northeastern, and it's chipped high, and it's headed right out again, headed back in. Fay gets there but can't control. Could be a dangerous, or should be a dangerous kick. That foot came way up over the shoulder, and it's called. I believe they called it just outside the 18, a dangerous kick. And they're setting up a wall, still standing entirely too close. And they got a yellow card for that just at the end of the second half for standing on the ball. And this might be an indirect, I'm not sure exactly. Pushed through and then punched right out again. Ashline gets there, takes the shot, and it's over the crossbar. Goal kick, Seton. Barry again puts the ball in play, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Engtel to Ashline. Ashline loses it, and he's called for the push. Miss kicked out of bounds, and it'll be another throw-in for Northeastern. Getting a tad chilly standing here now in the first overtime. Morelli with a nice move to Ashline. Now Lapierre crosses over for Fay. Fay just inside the 18 gets the shot off, and it's deflected by Barcombe. And I think Fay was looking for a handball. Ashline tries to go down the wing, and it's out of bounds off Flanagan. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Fay looking for Coulombe over the head of the defense. Headed out, and Chase controls. Chase pushes it through for Flanagan. Flanagan gets by Dupree. It's a foot race. Babby gets there and makes the stop and is taken down by Flanagan, and it'll be Northeastern's ball. Babby gets a lot of foot into it, but Barry is there to stop it, and it's right into the center. No white shirts, and it's cleared out by Silva. Now to the near side, or far side rather. Ashline goes far side this time. And Rabideau gets there, clears up and out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Coulombe. Line drive throw headed by Silva right in on Dumont, and he makes a diving stop. That last head off his own defense, and I don't know if Dumont was fooled on the deflection, but he did make the stop, and now Northeastern in the center trying to control. It's pushed back by Parada. Now on the far side, Lapierre. Lapierre can't control, and it's pushed in by Silva. Headed by Racine, but straight up in the air. Now Ashline cuts it back. Now Roca back to Barry for control. A nice play. Now Barry tries to get back to Roca, and a nice save. Roca still controlling. Coulombe gets there and chips it, and Barcombe heads it out. Maver in the center. Roca gets there, a nice head into the center for Chase. Chase and Ashline collide. Chase gets the call, and Northeastern will get the ball. Down to 3:02 remaining in this first overtime. Pushed through, deflected by Engtel, but picked up by Silva. Now Dodds on the outside. Dodds down the wing. Pass intended for Parada, and Babby is there to punch it out of bounds. Northeastern wants to put the pressure on, but they sure want to keep back on defense. The Knights with a lot of speedy forwards. Roca, Flanagan, Parada. A lot of speed in those three fellas. And if you don't keep an eye on them, they're going to beat you. Morelli called for the dangerous play, and it'll be Seton ball. 2:27 remaining. It's still 2-2. We're in the first overtime. And we're looking at about another 12 minutes and 20 seconds of soccer here at Northeastern. Barry. Stopped by Dupree, but just outside the 18. Coulombe can't control. The Knights still trying to head it back in. That's Maver, and cleared by Coulombe. Jockeying for position. Contact made, and the call goes against Northeastern. And it'll be a direct kick for the Knights. Barry to the 18, headed in, chested down, and the shot taken, and Dumas with the stop, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for the Knights. The Knights threatening with 1:28 remaining. That was a fine kick. Unable to tell at this angle if that was going to be in the net or if it was going to go wide, but Dumas made the stop, and the Knights now with the corner. The Knights scored 2 goals down at Seton on corner kicks, and when we played to a 3-3 tie. And this is another fine ball, just wide, but there's Roca. He gives way for Chase, broken up by Fay, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Seton throw-in. Headed straight up in the air. Fay gets there, can't control it. And a push called against or charge called rather, against the Knights. And Northeastern will put the ball in play.
Oh, we got the wrecking crew right there.
Babby, 27 seconds remaining, and the Knights head it right back in. Ashline with a long ball. It's a foot race. Dumont comes right out to the edge of the 18 and controls the ball. Throws it right back out again for Palmer. Palmer into the center for Chase. Chase with 11 seconds remaining to Parada and cleared up by Babby. Now Lapierre pushed from behind, nothing called. Chase with the ball, nice move. Nice move, Nick Chase takes it back as the buzzer sounds. And at the end of one overtime, it's still 2-2. And we're going to play 10 more minutes of soccer and see if we can get a winner here. And we're getting ready for the start of the second overtime, and I have a couple of corrections to make. Last night in the great game that the Northeastern Clinton JV girls had, the fantastic game that gave them the CVAC championship, I gave the winning goal. That was a 2-1 victory for Northeastern, and I gave the winning goal to Emily Favreau when truly the winning goal was scored by Kristen Babby. So I'm sorry about that, Kristen. I just made the correction. You scored the second goal for Northeastern, and they are, of course, the CVAC champions, junior varsity girls champions for 1997. As Flanagan goes in, can't get the shot off, stopped by Racine. Flanagan still gets the cross off, Dodds is there, and the shot is taken right on by Roca, and Dumas with the stop. A fine effort and a great opportunity for the Knights. The second correction I have to make, I just called Alex Chase, Nick Chase, a couple of minutes ago, and I apologize for that. I apologize for that. That is Alex Chase, not Nick Chase. His older brother, who was a great ball player, soccer player for the NAC Bobcats last year. Throw in for the Knights. And the Knights control. Flanagan just on sides, and it's headed out by Anctil. Now Coulombe pushes high, pushes long, but Rabideau is right there. Now Coulombe, Chase defending. Coulombe still trying to control. Chase goes down and comes away with the ball. Now Coulombe goes down, tries to slide tackle, got too much of the man and gets called for the trip. And the Knights put the ball in play right away. Smart move. Northeastern players were turned around trying to get back in position, and the Knights put it right back in play. Dodds on the near side. He'll get a cross off. Dodds gets inside Racine, and Dupree is there to punch the ball out of bounds. He'll give the Knights a corner kick, but a very, very dangerous play. And Northeastern dodges a bullet there, right in the gold mouth, and Dupree is forced to punch the ball out of bounds. If you hear my teeth shivering, that's because it's getting mighty cold up here. And the Knights with another short kick, broken up this time by Anctil, and they'll get a throw in. Headed into the center, Dumas comes out and picks up the rolling ball. Stopped by Barry, picked up by Coulombe, and Chase goes right over top of Coulombe. And Rabideau is there to chip it right back in. Coulombe is there to punch it back into the center. Missed kick by Rabideau. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for Northeastern, but Rabideau forced to do that. He's got two speedy forwards in Morelli and Edgerton streaming down, and if he doesn't push that ball out of bounds, he's looking at a possible missed kick or a misplay, and both Northeastern players capable of picking the ball up and putting it by Dumont. So he'd rather give them, just as Dupree did a few minutes ago, he'd rather give Northeastern that corner kick. And it goes for naught. Stopped by Parada and cleared, and Babby punches it right back in again. Head it, and Dumont is there to make the stop. Just short of midfield, headed by Flanagan, stopped by Babby. And here come the Knights, pushed on the outside for Dodds. Dodds with a lot of room to maneuver. He's got an option of a cross or a shot, and he crosses. And this one is knocked out of bounds, and it'll be a corner kick for the Knights. No, I'm sorry, that was a push called on Northeastern, and it'll be a direct kick, an indirect kick. If you're going to call that push, it's got to be outside the box, thank you very much, because if it's in the box, it's a penalty kick. But the Knights, a very dangerous play here, very dangerous position. From this angle, Flanagan has an option of crossing to try and get a header or trying to banana it right into the net. And that's exactly what he did, and it's finally cleared out by Northeastern. Not far enough. Roca takes the shot, and it goes right through the goal mouth, and it's still in play. A fine effort by the Knights to keep the ball in play. That was Flanagan that punched it right back in. Finally cleared out. Back to Silver for control, and then back up to Dodds. The Knights playing extremely well, a lot of hustle. Broken up by Ashline, and Dodds gets it right back again. Goes far side, headed out by Fay, and Coulombe is there to keep it going. But Northeastern dodged the bullet again on some fine effort, a fine effort by the Seton Knights. And a long throw in over the head of the defense. Arno gets there. Northeastern's first goal scorer. Arno still gets the shot off. It deflects, and Dumont, it's in the net. Dumont made the save, and it rolled towards his left, and Northeastern put it in the net. I think that was Morelli. We'll get an official on that if we can. That is Scott Morelli with the Northeastern's third goal. And an unbelievable turnaround for the Northeastern Clinton Cougars. Down 1-0 in the first half, down 2-0 through the majority of the second half, and on goals by Matt Arno and Coulombe, Aaron Coulombe with 2 seconds left, tied it up. And here in the second overtime at the 5:27 mark, excuse me, Morelli from Arno, excuse me, and Northeastern takes their first lead of the game. They lead it now 3-2 with 3:56 remaining in the second overtime. And what a turnaround. Again, a big game for the Knights. This is a game where they had an opportunity to go into second place if that of course, if the Bobcats lose. And Legree, and it deflects off Rabideau, headed by Fay towards the net, and Dumont comes out to make the stop. Dumont quickly punts out. He knows they don't have much time left. Coulombe missed kicks, but Racine is there. Missed kicks to the far side. Stopped by Roca, but he can't control. And Arno clears it deep into the Seton zone. And it goes out of bounds, and the Knights quickly trying to get the ball back into play. To Chase. Broken up by Fay. And the Knights still trying to control. Arno goes down, and the Knights with a long pass up for Parada. Parada makes a nice move to try and get by Babby, but he can't, and Babby pushes the ball out of bounds. The Knights now pulling out all the stops with 2:48 remaining. They want to get one more goal in to try and tie this thing up again. And then we'd have identical scores from the first time these two teams faced. Dumas makes the stop, a diving save. Again, the last time these teams faced, it ended in a 3-3 tie, and it was the Cougars who were down 3-2 and came back with a late goal to tie it up 3-3. And this time, the Knights are going to try and do the same thing. Back to Silver for control. He tries to go near side, out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. And now the Cougars can take their time, try and use up some clock before they throw it in. And we've got a whistle. We have substitutions coming on the field. Brian LaFountain into the game for Northeastern. And a big turnaround for Cougars. For Cougar soccer here. Again, down 1-0 after the first half. down 2-0 through the majority of the second half. And with 2 late goals, one by Arno, the first by Arno and the second by Coulombe, that coming with 2 seconds remaining in the second half, tied it up, and Morelli just a few minutes ago giving the Cougars a 3-2 lead. And with 2:03 remaining, Northeastern with the ball on a throw-in. Things looking good for Northeastern. Legree, headed by Silva, stopped by Legree, and it's chipped into the center, but nobody there. Ashline gets there and switches fields over on the far side for Arno. Matt Arno trying to control on the far side, and Barcombe is there. Barcombe wants to take it to the outside. It finally goes out of bounds off Arno, and it'll be a throw-in for the Knights. Out of bounds, and the Knights will do it again. No, I guess they're going to call a, well, I don't know what it's called, maybe a handball? Well, in any case, it's Northeastern's ball, and with 1:23 remaining, the Cougars, again, can take some time. This is what the Knights were doing towards the end of the second half, taking some time off the clock. Legree tries the chip far side, and Arno gets there. Gets a soft shot off, and Dumont makes the stop. Dumont, short of midfield, headed by Flanagan, and Legree gets there. Legree deflects to Morelli, deep in the Seton zone. Morelli makes one move, but read by Silva, and Silva controls and clears. Up the wing for Flanagan, but Coulombe gets there. He goes deep to Legree, and we're under a minute. We're down to 40 seconds remaining. It's out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Northeastern. Excuse me. And the Cougars using clock up again with some substitutions. Lapierre comes in for Northeastern, and we're down to 24 seconds. Coulombe headed out by Barry to Chase. Alex Chase, that is. Chase with nice move to get by Ashline, and then pushes up near side. Legree gets there. Broken up by Dodds with 8 seconds remaining. Now Racine breaks it up. Picked up by LaFountain, and that's going to do it. 3, 2, 1, the buzzer sounds, and Northeastern has come back. They came back to win this game by a 3-2 margin. Again, the Knights in control, 1-0 after the first, 2-0 for most of the second, and Arno with a late goal made it 2-1. Coulombe with 2 seconds left tied it up 2-2, and Morelli at the 5:27 mark of the second overtime gave Northeastern their 3rd goal of the night, and they have defeated the Seton Knights by a score of 3-2. And that's the way it was this 21st day of October, 1997, at Northeastern Clinton Central School. This is the final CVAC game for 1997, and the Cougars are victorious over the Seton Catholic Knights, and they finished the season with a 13-1-2 record, a total of 28 points, and of course they have been for the last 5 or 6 days. They are the CVAC champions for 1997. Thanks.